Hello, how are we doing? Tuesday night. Tuesday night in a dark, wintry place. However, it'll be a long winter, isn't it? But we'll get through it because we've got to survive. Life goes on. However, I was just going to talk tonight a little bit about binge drinking, really, and how it affected me. Because I was a regular drinker, as in every day, but I didn't go crazy until I had days off. I mean, really crazy, um, like mad crazy. Because my days off were like, wow, quite special. We used to do a lot of long shifts and long periods of work. I was in the police in central London. The travelling was a nightmare. It took ages. The job was easy, I thought. Um, well, I found it easy. A lot of people didn't. But I sort of took to it like takes to water, but with the hours and that sort of thing, causes difficulties in um, marriages and that sort of thing. And it also takes a lot of time up travelling to and from work, especially in the underground system. So you felt like another few days, it's like a reward, isn't it? Wow, I'm going to get the beer. It's my reward for being good. Being good, like just going to work. That's the problem when we drink this. We think, oh, that's a reward because it's the weekend or it's my day off or I've done a long shift or whatever. There's no reward, is it? It's an actual death sentence in a way because over time, I've never known a heavy drinker survive past about 60. Or the ones that have become very ill. They're disabled in some way, or they've had accidents, or they're down in the luck, that sort of thing. Um, and it's very easy to fall down that hole and not get out of it again. It all starts by social drinking, doesn't it? That's where it starts. Um, just by having a few drinks. Before you know where you are, you're having a few more and a few more. Hey, Kev. So that briefly, what's it again? We just fell off the wagon. Get back on is my advice. Soon you get back on, be down in the bottom again. We're not at the no matter what stage you're on, that one. It's a very, very emotive subject, this. I felt well on Sunday, wife was away, I had a skinful, felt awful Monday. How are you feeling now? It's terrible how hangovers affect us as we get older. I keep banging on about this all the time, and I get some objections from people who say, "Oh, I can drink. I'm 78." Well, keep on drinking. But you're very, very lucky to be alive at 78 if you're a drinker. That sort of thing. So you've got to be aware of that. You've got to be aware of your health and your well-being, and also your purpose in life. Because you lose direction, don't you? I did lost all my direction, to be honest. Hi, Daniel. That's me. I was a month so this Friday drank pint. See what happens to people in the winter. Hi, Samara. How you doing? Um, yeah, it's just said that mine. That was me. I was a month sober, and this Friday I drank. See, wow. Kaz, where have you been? How nice to see you. Hope you're okay. Haven't seen you for a while. I know these lives have been a bit sporadic, but I'm going to put a short every time. Come on. Nice to see you back, Kaz. I hope everything is going well. Yeah, well, just a couple of lads here have relapsed. Okay, it's not the end of the world because you've been sober for some time. So even the one day sober, I couldn't manage. So get back on the sober trail again, if that makes sense. But why is it? Dark nights, I'm sure a lot of it's just linked to mood in general and the boredom. This is why I keep saying you've got to keep busy. It's not that easy because it took me years and years and years and years to get off the booze. And it's not easy to control because it's a mind-altering drug, isn't it? The science of around alcohol addiction is very complex. Boy, me too, was offered for a month, feeling great, exercising, eating good, still not right. You see, this is the problem. I had exactly the same issue. I felt good, I was going to the gym, usual stuff. Eat properly, and then suddenly we fall off and think, I'll just be all right. I want to. You cannot cure this. As someone often says, no matter whether you've been sober for 2 hours, 2 weeks, or 2 years, we're just one bad decision away from falling back. And that's one bad decision having the first drink, isn't it? Cause I really not been well. I had a flu a few weeks back. It turned out to be a chest infection and laryngitis. How you feel now, Cause? So yeah, this is what happens. You see, we do this. Get well, back on it. You've got to think before you drink and fast forward the tape every time you think about picking up a drink. It's so easy to go in the pub, have a drink at home. Fast forward it to how ill you're going to be, how ill you've been, and also remember how well you were when you were off it, how well you felt, how people responded to you, how you looked, how you had a better sleep. I must admit, sleep's never been a big thing for me. I've always not had good sleep, but I have a lot better sleep now than I did when I was drinking. That's my routine for the last 3 years. I'll go 2 to 4 weeks or binge between 8 and 10 pints. Tell myself I'm done with drinking, just do it all over again. See, I've never been able to do that. When I was off, I had to have medicine to come off when I had diazepam. I couldn't have come off 3 or 4 weeks. If I'd done that, I would have just stayed off, you see. It's a strange one, that. I wonder what triggers it for you, both really, Kevin, Daniel, to try and pinpoint why you would go after 3 weeks. Maybe you're not at the alcoholic stage, maybe just at the binge drinking stage, which can be both harmful, of course. Kev, how will we survive the Christmas work parties? I have 2 this year. Drink 0%, don't go for long, have something else to do, or don't go at all. Don't let other people pressurize you. That's the key. You can't allow other people to come along and say, "Oh, you have a drink," because you know it's going to happen. So you know it's going to cause problems, eh? And if you've got no triggers here, it's just, you fancy a pint, then you can easily stop. But not easy stop, you can stop using it. Like myself and the Samara, I had to get all sorts of advice and help. It has gotten better than I was before. I'm drinking 2 times a month instead of 3 times a week. But it still feels like a more morale feeling on my part. So you will get over that, Daniel. If you've cut down to that point, it's obviously you can control it. I couldn't control it. So you've done right there. Just say hi, Steve. Hope you have a good day. Yeah, I've had a great day. Thanks. I hope you have as well. Roger M. I would say don't go. You have to decide that giving up is a priority. I totally agree there. Yeah. You can't quit booze half-heartedly. You have to be 100% committed to it. It's a hard job. It's also a hard job as you get older, trying to get over hangovers. All of it's hard because you've got to fill the time in, which is hard. You've got to change your lifestyle, which can be hard. But what you've got to look at here, do you want to live a reasonable life? Or do you want to put it all behind the bar? Piss it down the toilet. That's what you've got to remember. What do you want to do with your life? I don't preach to anybody. People say, "Oh, I'm preaching," especially the guys in the pub. Some of them want good anyway. But anyway, I don't preach to anybody. I say to them, drink yourself to death. I don't care. What I'm doing is trying to give you advice because I would hate anybody to get where I got to. If you can't control it, then you've got to stop. You can't be a social drinker. But I think Daniel and Kev there are just heavy drinkers from time to time. I think that can easily be overcome. Alcoholics need to drink every day, need to drink to function, need to drink to think, need to drink to get in the shower, need to drink all the time. There's all sorts of drinking levels, as it were. But when you need to drink more than one, that's when you've got problems. And if you're starting to reach the hair of the dog sometimes at weekends or whatever, then it's trouble around the corner, isn't it? Because you're going to be in a mess very quickly. But my binges were about 4 days long. Once a month we got a weekend off. And it was a nightmare. Hello, Hugh. You write a book by binge. Tell me a little bit more, Hugh, about your binge drinking. Be interesting. So, Marina, we like to think we can quit drinking on the first attempt. It never happens in reality. You've got to want sobriety more than alcohol, and that's a fact. Yeah, you need to start hating alcohol instead of loving it. I loved it, mate. Loved it for years. Loved the London pubs, the scene, the West End of London, the bright lights. I would never have drank as much if I stayed in the north. I'm glad I didn't stay in the north. I wanted to do. I've done exactly what I wanted to do in my career and things. But I got to mess with the booze. Hugh used to binge drink a week beer, never killed liquor, but some Week beer, never let liquor with some vodka. I never had vodka. Yeah, the binge drinking started for me on a Thursday and it didn't end until sort of Sunday night, Monday morning. It was steady away sort of thing. It wasn't like over a long period of time I would drink, early morning, 11 o'clock till 3 the next morning. It's a long time, isn't it? 16 hours. But I always had good blood work. See, liver enzymes. I did as well, and I had cirrhosis. So, you've got excellent blood work, even though I've got liver disease. So, the only way you can actually tell if you've got liver cirrhosis, the best way is an ultrasound scan. Kaz, my daughter's landlady, was 11 years sober. She fell off the wagon last week in Spectacular Style. All right, Kaz, what exactly happened there, do you think? Or do you not know the ins and outs of it? 11 years sober is a good stint, isn't it? That was 8, and I fell off for strange reasons. Kev, I've been the king of binge drinking. Love the old school pubs. Old school pubs, yeah, fire on the live music. Great. Fun for about 5 pints. And it gets out of control and ends up having 10 or 15 years. But once you get the taste, you see, it goes on, doesn't it? Here, when I reached hepatic stenosis, I always slowed down. What is that? And can you explain that to you? I'm not sure. I've heard of it. I don't know what it is. Kivo, have you tried Fernet Branca? No, it's just good. I don't know what that is. Thanks, Kivo. Jack Warren, good evening, Stephen. Just watching because it's interesting. Keep up the good work. See you in the comments. Thanks, Jack. Nice to see you. Fatty liver is like stage 1 of it. Oh, so yeah, I don't know anything about that. I just went and go straight to cirrhosis, but I did end up with that. But I had always had good blood work. It wasn't discovered until I had symptoms of liver failure. Heaven Cure is the Czech drink, spirit. Fernet Branca. Sounds French, doesn't it? Because all I know is something to do with her divorce and ex-husband. I don't know the one, but daughter is suffering. She escaped one drunk to live with another one who was Kaz. Well, it's the problem. It's not just what we do to ourselves; it's what we do to others, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the super chat there, Daniel. I really appreciate that. I suppose Daniel's in there. I go back because of boredom. Massive problem, boredom, isn't it? Really is. Huge factor. Thanks, Daniel, for the super chat. If you'd like to support the channel, and as Daniel has there, please hit the super chat button or there's a Buy Me Coffee link on the right there. It helps us keep going, and we'll do more lives and do more stuff, and hopefully grow the channel further. Samara, thank you, Daniel. Daniela. Kivo, it's an Italian herb spirit. Never heard of that. Well, I think I've maybe heard of it, never tried it. Hugh, but I never knew cigarettes damage liver too. Yeah, I read about that recently, actually. Fortunately, I never smoked. If I had done, I wouldn't be here. So, thank you, Daniel. Heaven, Kivo, oh yeah, there's a Czech one. Has the same name. It's disgusting too. Hugh, Cheval was my go-to. What the hell? There's all spirits, isn't there? Hayden, Colin, evening. Stephen, all. Yeah, nice to see you. And this rather grim black evening. Just the dark nights. Wow, it's dark days, isn't it? We'll have to get used to them because it's going to last about May. So you need to keep busy, do something. That's a Czech beer. He's singing of it. What's Star of Pramen? And I remember getting Star of Pramen 25 years ago in London, but I couldn't get it anywhere else in the country. And that was a beautiful drink. I don't know what strength it was. Star of Pramen. I used to get a box of 12 or 24. No, that would do me for the night. I know it got as well, of course. Cormac, hi Stephen. Well, that's in the chat. Nice to see you, Cormac. How are you doing? Daniela? Because deep down, I'm scared of giving up for good. Yeah, we all are. And when somebody says to you, you've got to give up drinking forever, you think, wow, it's too much. I can't do it. That's what I was told that years ago. I thought, I can't do that. It's my life. But sometimes, if you want to preserve your health, or if you want to preserve your health, you've got to give it up, and you're told to. If it hadn't caused me any problems, then I would have drunk. But I drank excessively. Never spirits, never wine, just beers. It doesn't matter whether it's beer, lager, wine, brandy. It's all poisonous. And whatever way you drink, you swap your drinks around, you mix them. It's going to get you at some point. Whether it's blood pressures, problems, stroke, heart attack, all that sort of thing. Here, sauce hops. That's what Stella is made of. Okay, sauce hops. Jeff, 4 months sober down the drain. Another. So, but 4 months sober is good. Get back sober. That's the thing. Don't beat yourself up about it. Samana said that we often have to get to the bottom. Please don't get as far as I did or he did. But you have to have a good reason to come off it. It has to be a viable reason. It has to be a conscious decision. Because we all know by now, most of the people here, I would say 30s to 40s, we all know by now it's so dangerous that if we relapse, we're going to be straight back on it, you see. That's the 3 or 4 people already mentioned tonight. I knew this would be a problem coming into the winter. So when after the 22nd of December, the days get longer, 2 months. That's good. Jack, in one video you mentioned 24 pints a day. Was that the peak? Yeah, pretty much. It's a lot. Samantha, how are you doing? Nice to see you. 24 pints. Mind you, I could probably drink the same in non-alcoholic Guinness. I'd drink quickly. 24 pints, yeah, it was a lot. But I speak to people who drink similar amounts now. But that's over a long period of time, Maybe 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. next day. But I couldn't handle a quantity now. I couldn't handle anything now. You're talking when you're young and fit, you can do that. Hayden, finding the dark nights difficult, trying to stay motivated, busy to get off the bed. You've got to keep busy. Otherwise, you're just going to float off into boredom. It's not good being bored. You've got to keep yourself motivated. That's the thing. Okay, boys, past 6 months, stopped storing any beers in the house. It's helped massively. That's good. I was having a few here and there, and after the pub, I'd have some. There's less options to carry on. Yeah, I always used to go to the pub and have a few more. That's the issue. And then you think you're going to have an hour drinking, and by the time you look at the clock again, it's 3 hours have passed, because it's just, you get the taste of it, and you get in this rhythm of drinking. It's a habit, isn't it? What you good, Samantha? I hope you're good, Hayden. And everybody else is on here. Thanks, everybody, for popping on. It's about 30 of us on, which is good. Yeah, don't store it in the house if you're fearful of that. Cormac, eat food and exercise, find a good hobby. You've got to find a good hobby. Occupy your mind, feed the brain. 24 pints isn't much if you had to practice. 6 was only a start if you drink heavy. Yeah, I agree. We could have 6 at lunchtime. No problem. Well, it was a problem in the end. Kev, I used to drink myself sober. I've done that before. Mm-hmm. You get a high tolerance. I'm laughing because you get a high tolerance. And so you think, I'll just have a bit more. And then you're never really drunk. You're just topping up all the time, aren't you? Until your body gives up. Jack, I know people that drank more than a handle of vodka, or a litre of vodka a day, but they pass within 20, 30 years of age. Yeah, it's going to hit you all over, isn't it? Your liver, your heart. Well, heart problems as well, Bench press 140k when I'm 2 weeks off the drink. There you go, you see. Keep off the booze. I know it's difficult because I couldn't do it either. Samana, lack of sunlight, vitamin D can suppress the mood. Seasonal affective disorder may cause depression. Yeah, quite a lot of people get that. I think I get that a little bit. But I've got somebody in my life who boosts me up. You have to have if you've got a partner, it makes a big difference. But when I was alone, I used to get very lonely. But that was when I was drinking. Hi, Jonathan. Hope you're well. If you'd like to support the channel, please hit the super chats button, as Danielle did earlier. And there's also a coffee link there. The more support we get, the better we can do. 5036. I was thinking today, how come in an addict's mind the clean sober life seems doomed? Weird one, that one, but it's very good question. I think it's because we get so used to it, and because it's so entwined in society. As long as we don't want to be different. But I've said to people, be the exclusive minority. I used to love Black Russian. What's that again? Is that Guinness and Black Currant? Laura, good evening. How are you? Sorry, I'm late. No, you're never late, Laura. You don't. It's not a job. Lovely to see you. Hope you're well. Jack, no, Swiss. I'm from Switzerland. Many people here start early, like 13, 14 years. Looks legal from 16. Is there a drink problem in Switzerland then, Jack? I've never really seen any figures on that. I'm mainly talking the figures I've seen US, UK. I did a one-to-one mentoring session with a guy from New Zealand, but a couple of guys in New Zealand. It's not a big drink culture there. There's no pubs. There's just a lot of people drink at home, you know. So I wasn't sure. No, didn't the I haven't got any clients in Switzerland. Carl's lots of lovely names here. Definitely on there. Kev, what was her name? Somewhere. I see Sober Start has cancelled a few folk. What's her name? Paul. Hey, Paul here, watching from Dublin. Love your channel. Thank you, Paul. Hugh, again. I'm 40, and in my 20s and 30s, I sobered up, but relapsed. It's truly a thing that lasts your whole life. If you put it, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a lifelong problem. That's why there's no cure. It's just a question of managing the symptoms, really, managing the illness. But on paper, it's not that difficult to manage. It's not like getting your leg chopped off. All you got to do is not pick up the first drink when you've stopped. When you stop, stay stopped, as it were. Stay sober. Switzerland had the worst drug problem of Europe in the early 80s and 90s, but more with heroin and cocaine, but still drinking seriously. I didn't realise that. Joe, thanks for that insight. Cormac, we grew up being taught that it was a way of life. It still is, Cormac. It still is a way of life. That's the problem. You hit the nail on the head. Kiwi, you got to let the ego mindset go and don't satisfy the flesh. Daniela, my doctor said I am a problem drinker and a binge drinker, which has the capability of turning into full-blown alcoholism. It has, but I think you still control it if you can stay off for a few weeks at a time. Kev, sugar is the ultimate gateway drug. Thoughts? Not really sure that Mars bar would take me down the road of 24 pints, but a lot of people think about sugar and fats and all that, you know. The main thing with this is you've got to stop drinking. You know, and that's it really. Doctors will get tired of you too if you don't stop. That's a good point. But I needed medication, but didn't have it. I had seizures. I was extreme, but like submarine extreme cases of it. A lot of people can stop without it being any problem at all, but most will drift back into it. And I would have probably done that if I didn't need medication. If I just, I'm gonna have had a bit too much, I'll just stop. I couldn't do it. For years, I always needed something in my system. I don't know why. I didn't feel rough when I was younger. I was a habit. I think I'll just go for a couple of pints. I'll just do this. I'll just do that. You know, a bit like that. I'm quite easygoing. Just wander along with a couple of drinks, and then it becomes a habit, and then it turns to addiction. That's what happened to me. Kev, I think you have missed my point. Western civilization's biggest addiction. It probably is. Yeah, you're right. A lot of sugar and stuff, isn't it? Good point, Kevin. Jack Warren, seizures are the worst. Unfortunately, best thing against benzos like diazepam, but these are addictive too. Okay, Jack, quick story. 8 years sober, never had any benzos for 8 years. Went back to the doctor because I relapsed, wouldn't give me any. And I said to the doctor, how can it be addictive? I haven't had any for 8 years, still wouldn't give me any. And that led me down a whole world of trouble, you know. I drink on benzos, which is extremely deadly. Not good, that. What will that do to you? As we will mess your liver, won't it? Cormac, the definition of me was a simple machine that could turn lager into piss. Yeah, I think I was similar. Just drink. Because people said you never get blowed with 25 pints. It's not really, no. Just a drinking machine, really. Samara, it's not rocket science. The more you drink, the more your body will become addicted to alcohol. It's a matter of biology and body chemistry. Definitely. That's all it is, yeah. I'm just going to get addicted to it, aren't you? It's like anything, isn't it? It's easy to do. You know, it's not like they say, it's not rocket science, it's to work that out. A lot of medicine is common sense in a way, isn't it? You know, put weight on, stop eating as much. And, you know, high blood pressure, try and lower it by doing some exercise. Eat some lettuce and salad instead of pork pies. It's not that difficult to do that. But alcoholism is quite a devious drug, isn't it? Well, all drugs are at the end of the day. You know, if I talk to people who took heroin, they probably say the same sort of thing. It's addiction, that's it. When you're in the middle of active addiction, it's very hard to stop. It's very hard to get off, isn't it? That's the issue. But yeah, mine lasted for 4 days, and it was just crazy trying to go back on the Monday. I used to feel weak. Alcohol made me feel weak. Initially, it gave me a lot of energy, but the day after, I felt completely washed out. You lose any sense of purpose, really, in the hangover phase. And when the hangover phase moves into the withdrawal phase, then you've gone down the wrong road completely, haven't you? And that's the issue. But another thing that I discussed with somebody yesterday was anxiety. My anxiety was top level. Other people had less anxiety, had other problems. Everyone's different, I suppose, but a lot of us are overthinkers. And that's where we get this anxiety. We start worry about what people think of us. And, so other people would just say, oh, bollocks, I don't care what I'm talking about, what I look like, what I'm doing. But I certainly worried about it. He would only start drinking to see how drunk I was after a cigarette. I was dizzy. Yeah, I couldn't smoke. I felt dizzy when I had one cigarette. I was about 15. I felt it was just horrible. Never did it again. 5036. Did you ever use cannabis? A lot of young people seem to be addicted to that nowadays. No, I didn't know. My drug of choice was alcohol, always has been. But cannabis, I don't think is as harmful physically. Mentally, maybe. I'm not sure about cannabis. But I know the biggest killer, preventable killer, drug-wise, is alcohol. Daniela, my doctor, also, if you can do a month over sober, fairly easy. Why don't you just stop for good? And I don't have a good answer, probably because deep down I know I will return to drink. Because you want to, maybe. That's the thing, you see. Jack one, in my worst time, I was polytox, addicted to alcohol, Rohypnol, Valium, and heroin. Still here I am. It's possible to change. Guess what? Well, it's a hell of a story, Jack. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's what I was told. I had a drinking problem, not a drinking problem. A thinking problem, yeah. I agree, Kev, yeah, thinking problem, not a drinking problem. Yeah, your thoughts go first, don't they, I think? Keith Moon was given benzos for his addiction to alcohol. At his post-mortem, his stomach was full of benzo capsules, which ultimately killed him, right? He was crazy, that guy, wasn't he? Fantastic drummer, man. Many could say the same about us. Being crazy. Real Jim, alcohol is 10,000 times more toxic than cannabis. It probably is. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen a fight in Holland. I've been in Holland a few times. I've never seen a fight in the village square in Italy. The UK is full of drunken people, isn't it? Aggressive people as well at the moment. Everyone seems aggressive. Yes, man, a poor guy just wanted a kip. Oh, Keith Moon's been dead a long time now, isn't he? Keith Moon, Jesus. If you want to support the channel, please do. There's the super chat button, as Daniel did earlier, or the Buy Me Coffee link on the right-hand side there. Because this one-to-one isn't monetized. If you do get benefits from it, then please support us. I'm not sure if anybody else does these. I think what's his name? Superstar tried to do a couple, but nobody else does them regularly. I think they're good. These live chats, I think people get a lot from them. I'm told they do anyway. Hayden, thiamine, very important for protecting your brain. Yeah, I had that after I left hospital, actually. Well, a couple of times, but I've just been withdrawn. I'm not withdrawn, getting sober. Thiamine. I tried to get some of the doctor not that long ago, and so you don't need it, so fair enough. As long as you die, it's okay. So we've got Switzerland, Norway. Oh, Kivo. Here in Norway, it was always normal to drink 96 volume alcohol. 96%? What sort of stuff's that then? 96%? The thing is that there's alcohol problems in every country. For some reason, the UK and the US seem to be highlighted with violence coming to the surface. Urban Angel, how are you doing? Oh, sorry, Urban Angst. Hello, home with the flu today. So actually made it live. Oh, well done. Thanks for coming on. Makes a big difference. To see you. Nice to see you. Kivo, home brew. Well, yeah, I suppose that's like hooch, isn't it? Jack, 96%, that's crazy. Strongest liquor in Switzerland is 70%. Wow, that's fucked up. 70%. Hell, man. You see, they say that younger people aren't drinking as much. They're drinking differently. That's why cirrhosis is presenting in younger people. And I started drinking probably somewhere and a few of those on here. Woods Navy Rum, 100%. Wow. When I drank, it was about 3.5 to 4%. Now people are getting beers at 8 and 9. Makes a big difference. Although it's all poison, a higher percentage volume will hit the liver quicker, hit the organs quicker. John, yeah, it's called Kick 70. It comes in small plastic tube, and many teenagers use it to get drunk quickly. I'm not surprised they do. Navy rum is 100%. What the hell? That's mad, isn't it? Alcohol and depression, somebody asked about. I was only depressed when I couldn't get well. I never got depressed when I was drinking. Yeah, a bit insular, but a lot of people say they get depressed. It's just another subject there. What I noticed is how many people are vaping and who knows what's not. Yeah, exactly. We don't know, do we? Come in here, those vapes. But I was in Turkey a few weeks ago with my partner, and everybody seemed to smoke. I mean, everybody. What I noticed is how many people are vaping there. Sorry. Any young people vaping, especially, I rarely see anyone over the age of 30 with a vape. No, it's very strange. I think smoking is less popular, but there's still people smoke. Still people smoke. Impact how alcohol affects the brain chemistry. There's a lot of questions coming in the last couple of days, actually. How alcohol affects the brain chemistry? Well, basically, it's a depressant, isn't it? Gives you these highs and lows very quickly. That's why when you come out of it, you feel down. So, and I think the percentage is hydrometer measurements, pure alcohol 100% will kill you. That's what I thought, yeah. Not good. Remember Dad, who died a few years ago, he said he was in the Korean War, people in the barracks would heat boot polish up and get the residue off. Didn't sound particularly good, does it? Yeah, so how alcohol affects the brain chemistry? It affected me. Somebody asked me how it affected me. I don't know about you, but this anxiety took over my life. Before the physical side hit, before I started getting the physical effects, just the anxiety. That was the only thing I had. Feeling of maybe not being present. The feeling of it's hard to describe the anxiety that I had. It was couldn't function. I had to push myself forward all the time. I never did get the percentage proof versus percent volume. Maybe back in chemistry class in high school too long now. Yeah, I mean, it's like the units thing. I don't work in units. I just say, people, how much are you drinking? And then if they tell me they're drinking 2 bottles of vodka a day, so we've got to stop. Other people say, I drink 2 pints, and you're fine with that, I think. Adam Troll, hi Stephen. My problem is, I love the taste of new Jack Daniels Fire, but I'm only drinking during the evening. If you can control the things, I've said before, if you can control it, then good for you. You may lose a couple of years off your life, but a lot of people are alcohol dependent, and the other ones are going to die young. So it's a question of controlling it. No alcohol is good for you, especially if you drink regularly. Now and again, but not every night. So you have to maybe watch out. I understand the kind of anxiety you were talking about. It's horrible anxiety, isn't it? Really bad. Yeah, so you like the taste of this new Jack Daniels, you see? I like the taste of the lager years ago. This Eingebrau, which is served in Samuel Smith's pub, was lovely. The German lager, with that name, Eingebrau. Jack proof and alcohol volume are different. 100% proof means 50% alcohol volume. It's half of the alcohol volume with proof units. Okay, thanks, Jack, for explaining that. It's a difficult one, though, isn't it? And the percentage of, or whatever, the strength, I would call it, of beers now are a lot more, or much, much higher than it was when I started to drink. German beers are great, to be honest. They are, yeah, Belgian, German. That's mainly lagers, see. I know people drink these craft beers, which are quite high. Tomorrow, alcohol affects the neural receivers and transmitters in the brain, which causes a high, just like any other stimulated drug. Yeah, the highs get very low, though, get very flat when you're alcohol dependent. I didn't enjoy drinking at the end. I drank because I thought I was going to fall over. I was going to be ill with it, and I was obviously more ill with the alcohol, wasn't it? Alcohol. So we just about alcohol's affecting the liver. We all know it damages the liver, don't we? And you get these stages of alcoholism where liver disease really. Liver disease, and you get fibrosis, cirrhosis, but your liver can recover to a certain degree. Yeah, thanks, Jack, for explaining that with the proof in alcohol. Urbanized, there is no safe amount of alcohol. It's to a number of levels. To a number of levels. Anytime I'm tempted, I remind myself how bad I felt. But that's the thing to do. That's what I keep pushing with relapse. You pick the first one up and you think that's going to be all right. It probably is. Before you do that, fast forward. Remember Bertie used to come in here? He said once, he was a decent bloke. He said, fast forward the tape to when you're going to be ill again. And I did that a couple of times when I went on holiday after just a moment after I'd recovered. She was say 2022, 2023, early 2023. And I remember thinking, I wonder if I just have one. I thought, I'll have one, I'll be drinking on the plane. So one's no good to us. One never has been any good to us. So what's the point in saying to yourself, I think I'll just try one? But look at the amount of people who have got or had liver transplants who go and try again. What we're trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve something which we had years ago. And we have to grow out of it. We have to concentrate on this is the next chapter. Be a bit more responsible, really, to yourself and your family. Well, yourself, first of all. You've got to look after yourself, haven't you? Otherwise, your whole world will just collapse. Jack about poison had venomous animals in the past. No one would ever drink a shit of that venom. But when it comes to alcohol, people do it. People do it every single day of the week, don't they? All over the world. Yeah, if it had a little poison thing, it's just too much money in it, though, isn't it? Look at all the policing problems that come from alcohol. 90%, I'd say, or alcohol involved. There's alcohol involved in it somewhere along the line. It's a terrible, terrible thing. It's mind blowing how it's legal, isn't it? It's mind blowing how it's pushed on TV. It's mind blowing that Wetherspoons open at 8 o'clock. And they've got alcohol in every single filling station that I've been to recently. Petrol, diesel. It just seems bizarre, doesn't it? Don't drink and drive, but there's a selection of beers on sale within the petrol station. Urbanized, unfortunately, negative reinforcement isn't enough. It's important to find positive reinforcement in a new lifestyle. Yeah, you've got to have a new life. Simple as that. Something to look forward to rather than being afraid of something coming back. Yeah, I agree. Elon Tusk went out for some food the other day and a pint of Guinness, $6.20 a pint. Yeah, it's about that average now, isn't it? The only place that's cheap is Wetherspoon. Kevin, it's mind blowing how much money is wasted on it. It's an incredible amount of money that I wasted drinking in West End of London, Mayfair. Bloody hell. Jack, unfortunately, prohibition of alcohol doesn't work out. We know what happens from the US. Crime is just skyrocket, I agree. Can't be a prohibition. Not now. It's too ingrained in society, isn't it? Tomorrow, didn't they say a couple of glasses of wine was good for the blood? They cared to mention thousands of other things that are good for the blood. Yes, I remember that. Have a glass of wine and a bit of dark chocolate. Which alcoholic has a glass of wine and a sweet? We go for 25 pints to a bag of nuts, don't we? And a curry and a kebab. I mean, they're not talking to the normal folk, are they? It's about like during COVID, and about if you're going to have a garden party. I remember, never forget that. Some highfalutin Oxbridge lardy-dar politician said, you make sure you wear your mask at your garden party. What the hell? That's another subject. I could write a book on that. Urban Angst, down at the beach bars, Corona beer is now $9.50 Canadian. And at 12% tax plus tip. Wow, it's a lot. Take your own, I suppose, wouldn't you? Then again, it gets hot. But yeah, there's all sorts of wasted money, wasted opportunities and things you missed out. If you'd like to support the channel, then please do. Please hit the super chat button, the buy me coffee links over here on the right as well, because it's not monetized these lives, and I hope they're doing some good. Because the more support we get, then the more I can do. It takes a bit of time putting these together and get subjects and stuff. Adam, I'm converting a 7.5 box truck into a living accommodation for a hobby. That's the thing to do. Have a hobby. You've got to even go back to old hobbies. If you fail to keep busy, It's like fail to plan to fail. Is there something like that? If you don't plan, um, piss poor planning prevents. Sorry, proper planning prevents piss poor performance, or something like that. Kevin Pang's my weekends are always toughest times. Yeah, must change that for people. Why focus on the weekends? Because you're off, isn't it? And you think I've got plenty of recovery time. You have to think deeper than that and go, deeper into it, into what you're trying to achieve for yourself. Because just because it's the weekend doesn't mean to say you've got to go crazy. You have to focus on that aspect. So basically, weekends are nothing, nothing. Think of it as it's like people are saying to me already, "Oh, what should I do at Christmas? How am I going to get past Christmas?" Christmas is just another day, isn't it? Elon Tusk, our country has always had a huge problem with the way we've been over consuming alcohol. Definitely. Urban Angst, I remember that PR campaign. Doctors say that one glass of red wine per day is good for the heart. Yeah. So is not eating as much junk. The junk food thing. It is junk, isn't it? Junk. Why do people eat junk food? I'll tell a little story here. If you were late for early turn in the police, I was in late for 6:30 start, you had to buy donuts, right? I hated donuts. I always said to the lads, I was sergeant, get me a sausage roll. We eat so much rubbish. When you drink alcohol, you'll eat more rubbish. When you're sober, you'll eat well because you overcompensate this missing out thing with I'm going to keep myself well, I'm going to look good, I'm going to keep fit. When I was drinking, I would eat anything. But now I'm sober, I plan my meals a bit better. I smoked salmon salad earlier, which is a bit crazy in the winter. But when I was drinking, I'd have kebabs, pizzas, pasta, curries, Chinese, all the time. Never saw fruit and veg. So get yourself well. Remember when you lie in that hospital bed like I was when I was 57, you will wish you'd looked after yourself. Oh, I remember the picture. Oops, wine, not wine, wine, wine. Adam, don't skimp on the insulation on your 7.5 tonne. It will save you loads of money. Good point. CN7230 depends what the hobby is. I played rugby. I've loved every second of it. Over the grassroots level, the real drinking culture. Seen many an alcoholic once people retire from playing. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, we've got to be sensible. We can't do what we did when we were 18. But I think what we're trying to say is I would average a problem drinker, a heavy drinker, would waste 40 hours a week. It was like every week on either being in the pub or coming back from the pub or sitting drinking in the house or recovering from alcohol. That's 40 hours a week. It's probably more than you do at work. So you've got to replace that time, otherwise you just slip straight back into it. Simple as that. So you've got a 40-hour week to fill in. Because most people drink for a few hours a day. And then recovery time is longer. You don't jump out of bed at 8 o'clock in the morning. At the weekend, you lie in bed at 12, eh? So you've got to make all of these hours up. And you can't just sit there and drink coffee all day. You've got to do something better than the pub. So, yeah, exactly. Get out and walk more, do things. Keep pushing the gym, go for bike rides, do anything rather than drink. Drink will kill you. It's a scientific fact. It's just a fact of life, isn't it? You will die early if you drink alcohol. There's no benefit. Thanks, man. Good advice. Yeah, keep it. Are you going to make this into a camper van or something? That's pretty much what you're going to do. Or some sort of living. Kevin Knox, has been a while since college. I wonder how the weekend binge drinking scene has evolved. It'll still be there. North Code 81, nice to see you on here. Go for at least walk was it? Two 1 hour walks. That's if you're not going to work or doing anything else. Yeah, keep busy, do something, go for a walk. None of us are going to get attacked, I hope. Just get out and get some fresh air is the main thing, isn't it? Just keep busy. There's that saying, I put a video and got slated a little bit. You need to be content in life, you need something to do, somewhere to go, and someone to love, right? That's only 3 things. You can't do any of those things when you drink. You've got no life. you can't live in the fast lane anymore when you drink. You go slow and slow and slow until eventually it kills you. You've got to have a long-term plan when you get off, because if you don't, you'll just slip straight back into boredom, thinking you're missing out, all this nonsense, and you glamorise the alcohol. I had some really good times, and you tend not to think about the bad times. As you must keep focused on how bad you were. Yes, you were a living camper, because I would love to. Brilliant, that's a good idea. I started drinking when I went in the camper van in 2014 after 8 years off, just because it was nice and relaxing in France. I thought I'd have a few drinks. A few drinks turned into a nightmare. John, my dog is great for spending time with. Exactly, like going for walks every day, keeps you fit. Don't go to the pub when you're on the way. Yeah, I used to do that. Blue evening, Stephen, Denmark, checking in. Nice to see you, Denmark. Got a lot of Scandinavian folk, which is brilliant, isn't it? How there's reaches all over the place. Next, I found that regular swims at the local pool was a game changer in the early days for sobriety. It is. The swimming, sauna, and then back in the cold water. Meaningful blood circulation and lifts the dark moods. It does, yeah. The plunge pool. You first go in there, you're going to die, don't you? Norse code. I haven't had a can of beer in weeks. Now it feels great. Well, keep off it. It's the thing to do. If you do benefit from these lives, then please support the channel by hitting the super chat button or the coffee link, which is on the right, because it's not monetized. This, so we can need some support if you can do it. Samantha, well done. Norse code. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Well done. If you can keep off it, keep off it. But I remember certainly about this urban angst about the pool and the plunge pool. Oof. Good for you. Alex, you need to know when to put the brakes on. It's hard. That's exactly it. You need to know when to put the brakes on. Once you put the brakes on it, then you will need to get yourself fit again. Thanks, Samantha, for endorsing that. Any time off, it's good. But keep on that sober path. It's so easy to slip back into drinking regularly again. So we tend to get unhealthy at Christmas. Even if we're not drinking, we spend more time indoors because it's miserable and cold, and who can blame us? Yeah, it's a good point, that, but just force yourself out for an hour. I think at least I'm sober. It's a fantastic thing being sober, isn't it? It's a gift from God, I think. I mean, the reason I survived, God only knows, but approximately, I'm a film buff. That's good. Nice to see you here. Neil Hughes, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see all of you, really, and a few new faces as well. Keep it going. Keep the subjects going. If you've got any questions, let me know. Neil, bloody good. Another subject we mentioned the other day was alcohol and the aging process. If you drink too much, you will age quicker because you don't sleep properly. It affects your skin. It affects you. The biggest effect for a lot of people is not eating properly. Nutrition. You're not eating the right things. You're not hydrating yourself. You will look old quickly. Some of the guys who used to drink look really, really gone now. They're not walking properly. They're not doing anything properly. They're just sitting there bored sick. I saw one guy the other day. Last week, I went in the afternoon about 4 o'clock for a quick Guinness Zero. He had cuts all over his face. I said, "The wife got you?" No, it was just fell over in some gravel. Unbelievable. Looks a terrible mess now. He worked. He was in the Navy actually somewhere. This guy, and he's lost it now. Completely lost it. He just kept drinking, even though he was told to stop. Cormac, one is too many, and 30 is not enough. 100% agree. Paul Stevenson, any advice for staying sober with the cold dark months? Find a hobby is the main thing, really, Paul. Or get in touch with me. I've got a link. There's a link in all the videos, descriptions, or one-to-one support, which is going really well. So have a look on that. Hi, Anne. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. And it's been quite a lovely chat tonight. We'll keep going for a while. I don't know if anybody's got any other subjects, but some questions to be asked me. How did I function with alcohol? Because you can be a high-functioning alcoholic, but you're not really functioning to anywhere near even 50% of your potential. All you're doing is getting to work, doing a little bit, and going home again. That's not a good job in life. You miss out on so many things when you're drinking. So you never really have a high functioning alcoholic. Everybody else has managed, but a lot of us have worked through this for many years and tried to hide it. People will know. Godfrey was sober since January, had a drink and it sent my mind into chaos. See? This is the problem, isn't it? This relapse. Not touch the side sense. Well, it's good. That's good to go through. At least you're off it. Again, you've got it cracked if you can keep off it. Try and pinpoint why you went back on it. And remember, when you go back on it, it's going to make it worse every time. Because nobody who relapses regularly will survive this until they eventually get their head around it. Wow, this is going to kill me. If you have that mantra in your head, this is going to kill me early. We're all going to die at some point, but we don't want to die of alcohol poisoning or liver disease or strokes and heart attacks caused by drinking too much, because it's preventable, isn't it? Now, it stole my mum from me. I've seen the damage it does. Yeah, sorry to hear about that. It does horrendous damage to many, many families. Boxing monkey, in order to replace something as enjoyable as drink, we have to engage in past activities you used to love before you discovered the drink. Yeah, exactly. It's film festivals, politics, sport, and travel. That's good. It's around 100% Steve sobriety is like an extra sense, almost biblical. It is. It's incredible, really, isn't it? I never thought I'd feel as good in my life. I've got other reasons to feel good, but as far as health is concerned, I've never felt better. Even as a young man, when I drank, I still felt a bit rough. I don't feel rough at all now. I sometimes fancy lying. I've been listening to the radio or been out with my partner or something, been away or some reason, but generally I can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning if I want to. I could never do that when I was drinking. If somebody asked me to do something a week ahead, I'd be planning that and I'd be anxious about it for days before. Now I'm so reliable for other people and so reliable to myself. Reliability is a big factor in life. And you will attract high energy people in your life if you've got high energy. If you're motivated, I mean, not everyone becomes reborn. Like after I was really ill. But even if you're just ticking along, you feel better. Call Mark. When your so-called mates are bringing you to go for a beer, just they're not your mates. They just want you there for a bit of company. Because I couldn't deal with the hangover. Like I just felt like a dead man. Yeah, that was me as well. The hangovers became horrendous. Anxiety hangovers I had, which was just bloody awful. Never went away, and it traps you. Somebody asked me the other day, what's the best thing about being sober? I said, it's freedom. I was never free of it. It was controlling. I couldn't be myself. I am my true self now. I wasn't when I was drinking. I was totally dumbed down as well. I didn't have the confidence I've got now. I mean, I'm going to say I was quite quiet. My partner would say, no, you weren't. But I don't mean like that. I meant I'm mentally strong. I've always been mentally strong, but more so because I don't drink. I can deal with more in a more chilled manner, if that makes sense. Guthrie, my problem stems from my baseline being depression and anxiety. I was turned to other substances to make me feel happy. Yeah, that can be a massive problem as well. People get anxiety, people get stressed. And, it's a vicious cycle, isn't it? It's hard to break the cycle. But what I'm dealing with at the moment with a lot of people, I'm trying to reinforce this to you, is they get off it and they can't stay off it. The key is to stay off it. Because it's great that people can get off for 3 weeks. But if they go back on it, it's going to be worse every time. And that will build up very quickly. Next, I think, for functional alcoholics, similar to being functionally illiterate, it only allows for the most basic of tasks. Anything more complex becomes a problem. The world gets small. It's a very good quote, that. Nice. Functional alcoholic. Yeah, you're not really doing anything. You're just striving for mediocrity, aren't you? Just getting through the day. But as a kid, I had great mindset. I hated smokers. I had self-pride, confidence, and soul gone. Yeah, I did. I was the same as you, but I've got it back. Get in touch with me. Get onto the description. There's a link to one-to-one, and we'll have a chat. Adam, Steve, I'm enjoying my own company now. More now later in life. Oh, that's good, Adam. Yeah, I understand where you come from. But yeah, it's very divisive. It causes lots of problems. It never does anything positive. And it just takes people down. And it kills too many people. Every time, I've said this before, I say it every time I come on here. Every 10 seconds, right? Somebody will die from alcohol-related problem. Every 10 seconds, There'll be crimes. 70% of murders are alcohol related. Or there's alcohol involved. I'm not saying alcohol related. Cormac, you soon see a change in the attitude of the local publican when you meet him on the street. He won't want to know you anymore, but before he planned to love you. That's a good point, yeah. Same with these so-called friends, because they become jealous. Once you get sober, you're in a position of, you're where they want to be, but some of them don't want to give up or can't give up. Then they get very jealous, very jealous. Jealousy is a stronger emotion than love in some cases, So, in reality, the only true functional alcoholic is a sober alcoholic. You're right. But I would call myself a functional alcoholic when I was drinking. Yeah, and me. But what level did we function to? 10%? On a good day? Well, it's just going through the motions. When you're drinking regularly, you're just going through emotions of life. You're not enjoying life. Do you ever see a happy alcoholic? Do you ever see a happy drunk? Very rarely. They might put all this lardy-dar, carry on, having a great time. And then they'll wander home 100 quid short. I think it's all right to lay hands on me. I don't know what that means. So yeah, right, Simone, a functional alcoholic is somebody who's sober, because with all alcoholics, it's a lifetime thing. That's got to be managed and looked upon with got to be very carefully managed, hasn't it? You've got to be aware of it all the time, and you've got to be mindful of what can happen if you go back to it. It's part of the booze. Please hit the super chat button if you want to support the channel. The more support we get, the more I can do here. I'll buy me coffee links on the right as well. And on the other, I did function to a degree. Yeah, it's just a degree, though, isn't it? To what degree? It's certainly not at top level, is it? We just want to get through the day. My whole day was tainted by, oh God, I don't feel well. I want to feel well again. And it's a difficult situation. To me, alcoholism is a full-time job. But when you're in active addiction, are you drinking? It takes over everything. It takes over your life, doesn't it? To the point where you can't really do anything other than just get from A to B. Even that became a struggle. Anxiety on the underground. I couldn't drive on motorways. Life became very hard. Trevor Bolton, I was living out. It's good. All tests are fantastic. Top of the bill, Trevor. Thanks for asking. How was yours? I mean, but a lot of it's to do with food as well, man. The darkest element is children growing up with one or two alcoholic parents. The emotional damage stemming from this takes decades to resolve. It's always a miracle that people overcome and grow. Well said, Urban. Tomorrow, maybe you're happy drunk in the morning, then depression, guilt, loneliness, and anxiety sets in. Yeah, exactly. When you agree to a full-time job, it's either drinking or withdrawal. Yeah, 100%. You're right, Kaz. Yeah, it's a drinking or withdrawal. It's a horrendous situation, isn't it? It takes over every hour, every day, doesn't it? Every waking hour, really. Combat life really is so much better without it. Of course it is. It's a different world, different way of life, isn't it? Sobriety is a different way of life. Boxing with alcohol just makes you incredibly selfish. Cannot remember the number of missed birthdays and events. That's the problem, isn't it? When we look back, I don't want to look back. I've done all my looking back, and I'm moving on now. You've got to move on with life. It's very isolating when you're really in destructive pattern and want to stay indoors to drink. You can't get out, can you? Other people can't get out. I went to see a guy a while ago in Durham. He just couldn't get out of the house. He was a young guy, just didn't feel well. As we all probably did at some point. I couldn't go in the supermarket, so I was feeling dizzy. I felt horrendous. TK, I think the term barely functional alcoholic is more appropriate to doing the minimum to operate. Yeah, the bare minimum. It's a BMFA, bare minimum functional alcoholic. That's about as far as we get, don't we? Nobody runs on 100%. Maybe Donald Trump seems to. I don't know where he gets his energy. But he's never drunk, Trump. I don't think Putin drinks either. If you're a world leader, you can't drink. Nobody's really functioning high level can drink, So, because if they paid us by the hour, the work we put into being an alcoholic would be pretty wealthy. Oh, God, millionaires. Because not just the drinking, the recovering, it's the hiding of receipts from, from off licenses, the sort of hiding of bank statements and all this sort of thing. It's This the crazy one was that spray people used to use. It was a mouth spray. I wasn't mentioned it before. G-spot spray or something. I can't remember what it was. It would be take the smell away, apparently. Elgo, nice to see you. Put your comment on. It's just been delayed there. Trump's brother drank himself to death. Yeah, I remember seeing that in an article. Cars would be very rich woman. God, yeah. The amount of money we spent. It's not just the money though that we spent. It's the money we lost. Time when you could have been operating at a higher level. So, this is the time to rebuild your life. Start rebuilding your life. We're building this channel as well, aren't we? So, start rebuilding your life and try and get yourself to a position where you're in charge of your life and you're feeling good all the time. You've got to be very, very committed to this to get off. You have to be 100%. I want to be sober, and I don't want to drink again. And you have that mantra in your head that you need to be sober to live longer and to live a healthy life. Because it's not just adding years to your life, it's adding life to your years. That's the important thing. You've got to be committed, and I'll help you with it. Were you driving around Morpeth yesterday? Thought I seen you beside the train station. I did put in Morpeth. Yeah, I did. I'll take a photo for that actually. I went up to Lancaster Park. I popped into saw some heating out. So are you Stobbill area? I'd love to meet you at some point for a cup of coffee. Gold Spot melt. Smell of cloves and available in mint. That was it. Yeah, Gold Spot. Yeah. Most of my workmates have died due to heavy drinking. A lot of my colleagues have as well. It's horrendous, isn't it? It's like it's killed so many people that I know, and I'm talking about guys in their 40s and 50s. Very young people, and it's not bloody right, is it? That the doctors won't give us help. Come on. Thank you very much for all you do, Steve. Much appreciated. No problem. Come on. If anybody wants to support the channel, and please do, you know what to do. Coffee links there and the super chat buttons there. It doesn't have to be a lot, Because we get support, we'll keep banging on with it. Urban so I looked at why alcohol advertising allowed. And it's mostly due to legal protections for commercial free speech. Oh, I didn't know that. Speaking of meetups, everything okay? Yeah, let's get together in the new year, 100%. I'm in Bedlington, was driving through and thought it was you. How can you see me in a car? That's bizarre. But it's good though that I'm getting, public notoriety. That's what I'm striving for. TV appearances, welcome. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing a little series and get a few people here on. It's a lot of experience on here, Cars got to go to Bedlington link now, haven't we? That's incredible. And you live in what part of London you're in, Cars? It's Bromley way, isn't it? South London. There's not much in Bedlington really apart from the golf course, and there was a good Wetherspoon called the Red Lion on a roundabout, I think. Funny enough, I started working around there when I was 16. Escaped London when I was 20. There you go. However, drinking you ruined their family lives. Very sad to see happen. It makes you very insular. It makes you very selfish. That's important. Called Steve, stay away. Stay away. Here, not for me. Kiddo's dad lives in Bedlington. How bizarre is that, Kaz? Because I'm only about 6 miles from there. Well, Morpeth's only 5 miles from there. Here, no, that's right. Because you're East London. I was Epping. So it's geographical. Race around the world, this isn't it? So when Steve, you're easily to spot in a car. You're usually standing up with a megaphone shouting out the power line. Yeah, probably am easy to spot. I've got a tiny little Mercedes and probably fill the whole car. Here, no, that's really bizarre. Okay, folks, we've done about an hour there. If anybody else has got anybody wants to support the channel, and you know what to do. And hopefully we'll see you soon. Trevor Baldwin, Michael Sutton said, "Keep drinking. you will be dead in 12 months, or stop, you will live a normal life. So I stopped, saved up for an Omega watch. I have not had a drink for 3 years. Best advice. Well done, Trevor. That's amazing. I was told the same. Either stop drinking or die, he said to me. Paul, okay. Please, if you can, if you Paul, text this number, and I'll see what I can do for you. This is for Paul down there. Next, I know the area south of Brixton Tube Station, about a 50-minute walk around Brockwell Park. I know what that is, yeah. I used to travel there from. Adam, never 2 words, says Steve. I was really selfish. We all, that's just the way it takes us. It takes us down to terrible levels, really bad levels. Okay, folks, we're going to wrap it up now. And nice to see you all. And thanks to everyone for coming on. And keep plugging away, keep sober. And we'll see you soon. Thanks, Steve. Great to see a few new faces. Stay safe. Yeah, it's good to see new faces. It's good to see the old ones. Keep coming on, because we'll get there. We'll get everybody sober. We need to do it before Christmas. So, push on with it. Subscribe, like the videos. If you want any one-to-ones, and links in there. Comment. They told Errol Flynn to stop. He wouldn't listen past a couple of weeks later. There you go. Thanks, Kaz. I'll see you soon. I'm glad you got over your flu or chest infection or whatever. And we'll see you very soon. Good night, and take care tomorrow and today and tonight, forever, really. And thanks for all the international links as well. It's good that it's getting around. Anybody who's international, as in not UK, then spread it around. Good night, Samantha. I'll speak to you soon and catch up a little bit. And thanks for a great live, and have a good Wednesday. And keep positive, because there's all sorts of people waiting to take you down. Don't allow them. And look after yourself. Look after your loved ones, and be happy. See you soon.